Let's go.
What a lovely day!
Andy, there's a whole world out there. Jump in.
Can you dig it?
Yeah.
You must always pay strict attention.
I was just completely enamored by it the entire time.
Dude, he did not have to go that hard.
I know, man. Isn't it wild?
The Jared Cast.
So it begins.
Hello, people of Earth. Welcome to the Jared Cast. Today we got something totally different for you. In all honesty, a guest canceled on us, so that's the reason why we're doing this. But we have been talking about this for a while. We were going to do it live, but there's not really enough of you to justify that. So, thank you to everybody who submitted questions for the first Jared Cast AMA, wherein we talk about anything and everything that you guys want to bring up. So we got a lot of questions from a lot of people, and I'm very happy to talk about them. How you doing today, Jared? First of all,
I am fantastic. It's a new week, coming off of a Beatles episode that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man.
I'm hyped. Yeah, this is cool because it's like laid back. I didn't have to do any. I don't even know what questions are coming, so I couldn't do research.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be woefully unprepared this entire time. We're gonna realize how much of a fraud Jared is today.
yeah, man. I looked at some of the questions, but I very consciously tried to not pick any answers for any of them, just so that we so that everything's fresh. I'll be reading out pretty much all of them to our lovely Jared Lombardo here. By the way, I'm Jared A. Hi. So question number 1 comes from @Aunt Jennifer on Instagram.
Oh.
This is the
Mom.
this is the lovely Jared Lombardo's mother, hailing all the way from Canada. Formerly, I don't know if she's in Sacramento, right? They're both in Sacramento.
Right now she's in Tahoe.
They're in Tahoe. Okay, cool.
They'll be in Sacramento when this airs.
Yeah. So she sent us a fun little softball. Who's your favorite parent?
My dad.
just because he didn't try to embarrass you.
I love you both equally.
Oh.
Actually, can I say Jared's dad?
Oh yeah. Everyone loves my dad. It's great. Yeah. I love all of our parents. And
This is actually oh, sorry, continue.
No, you're good. You're good. I wasn't saying anything.
Who's your favorite movie parent?
Ooh. Favorite movie parent?
Yeah.
Oh,
Top of your head, which is insane to do because it's so many choices.
I love the dad in 10 Things I Hate About You. I forget his name, but
Okay.
Julia Stiles. He plays Julia Stiles' dad in the movie, and he's so dope. He's so dope because he talks to her like they're equals and like she's an adult. He helps her out.
Is it Patrick?
Maybe.
I haven't. I don't know.
It's the guy.
I've actually never seen it, so
okay. Then I won't give away any plot points. But he's very, very good in the movie. Let's look him up. No, it's Larry Miller playing Walter Stratford. Yeah, I really love that character.
Yeah.
What about you?
My first thought was Atticus Finch, but I think I got to go Clark Griswold.
Okay,
as my official answer. I just love him. He's just such a little goofy boy.
That's great.
I think I'll go Clark.
Yeah, he definitely wins for like everyone's favorite dad, but but he doesn't win for best dad for sure.
Oh no, definitely not. I'm surprised you didn't say Con Air. Cameron?
Oh yeah, Cameron Poe. Yeah. Put the bunny back in the box. Yeah, he's a great father as well. Okay, so this one next one comes from our friend Oscar from the Bay Area. Kind of related. Who's your favorite MILF in film?
Also Clark Griswold. I don't know. The only one I can think of is because we just talked about it, but Mrs. Robinson. But like, I don't
Not my
know.
favorite.
Yeah, she's probably not my favorite, but it was the only one that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah. I got one. Should I go ahead or
Yeah, go for it.
Carla Gugino in Spy Kids?
Oh, true.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. There's that. And then there's, oh man. Can you think of anyone or no?
No, I'm blanking.
Damn.
I was never like super horny for moms in like movies growing up. Like I never.
Me neither. It's not my. I think this person just really likes this at the moment because he brought this up to me on a phone call recently. So
And knowing him, it doesn't surprise me.
he's gonna shit himself laughing when he hears this. This is great.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I want to give him one more because it's a good
Yeah.
it's a good question.
It is a good, weirdly enough, it's a good question.
I'm gonna cheat because she's not. Oh, she is. She is a mom in the movie. I thought it wouldn't count because she's a dog mom, but she's also a mom. She had to unfortunately give up seeing her child to live a life of crime, and it's Halle Berry in John Wick 3, because of course
Yeah, it's just we could have just said blanket Halle Berry in almost any movie.
yeah, like we're 90s babies. We're human. And everyone loves Halle Berry. She's great in everything.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the next question.
Yeah.
I got two from. Oh no, I got one. Sorry, from Ryan, our lovely friend from
Our
Listen to This.
boy.
What's your biggest 180 opinion change on a movie?
That's a toughie.
Yeah.
If you have an answer, you can go ahead because this is a thought provoking one.
I remember really, really, really loving. What was it? It was West Side Story as a little kid, and then as I got older, I was like, this is not as cool as I remember, and I don't know why it's a classic because it's racist and whatever progressive message the movie might have gets immediately undercut by the fact that there's no real Puerto Ricans in it. There's one real Puerto Rican in it. West Side Story is probably the biggest one because it went from a movie that I was like whoa to a movie where I like hate it now. I can't stand it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, along those lines, we talked about it, but Jungle Book, it took a long time to do a 180 because it was like my favorite movie growing up, but like now it kind of leaves a poor taste in your mouth.
True.
Yeah, I don't know, because I tend to not really change my opinion a lot. I feel like I'm stuck in my ways.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got another question.
Oh, wow, live.
From Joe. Are film festivals worth it?
Ooh, like entering or visiting?
Entering.
Not
I
that he's
assume.
here to do it. I think it depends on the festival and the film you're entering.
Yeah.
They can be because they can open the door, but you also have to go there. You got to be networking the whole time. You got to treat it like a business trip to really make it worth anything.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of festivals that like my thesis film got into that were not worth it. Like all it is just like a number on like, oh, I also got into this, and like nobody really gives a shit about that. So a lot of times they're the waste of money. Like online ones, a scam most of the time. Like a lot of them are terrible. So it really depends on like how you utilize that experience.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's not going to do much for you.
I agree. These next two come from TJ Jose, my friend from my hometown. Do you think the Oscars do a good job of actually choosing the best movies of the year?
Not usually. I think the nominations are usually a lot of the best movies of the year. What I think the Oscars do really well is show like the zeitgeist of what movies are like popular, like artistically. You get like a good kind of snapshot of like what kind of movies people like or kind of the direction that cinema is going. But I don't think like oftentimes the winner is rarely ever the best movie.
Yeah, I agree. And especially last year with Best Documentary, like you can see the laziness dripping off of the Academy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a bummer. But at the same time, like, yeah, the movies, there's a reason why a lot of great movies come out in the fall, winter. It's because they want to be nominated for Oscars. And unfortunately, that's the time that Academy voters choose to pick from. But there are great movies like The Grey, which is my favorite Liam Neeson performance, like that just straight up got nothing because it came out in January.
Yeah. I think Hereditary got nothing too, didn't it?
Hereditary got nothing. The Lighthouse got nothing, and that was even
that kind of surprised me because that's art house.
Yeah, and it's art house, and they used old cinema cameras, and it's like it's almost a 1-to-1 aspect ratio. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think, like if you watch the Best Picture nominees, besides like Shakespeare in Love and Crash, like there's not going to be bad movies amongst them.
Yeah,
they're all going to be some of, if not the best movies of the year. Like they're all going to be good, but they're not often going to be chosen as the best.
yeah, I agree. And then TJ's other question was, can you do an equipment/editing walkthrough or tour? Your friend
Yes.
Nick asked a similar question.
What do you mean, like?
Like, just what do you use to record this episode, and what do you?
Okay. I'm on a Rode Pod mic. Decent for the price. It was like a good middle ground one, so I got it. Also on a Tascam DR40, which I like a lot. I think it does a good job being plugged into and keeping information into it. You do a lot of the producing, editing. I actually listen to this on Premiere because I know it well, and I don't do a lot of intensive audio mixing, so
Yeah.
I just cut it there, honestly.
Yeah. So for when we record, I use a Shure mic. This one was $40 on Amazon, and then I think it was like $7 for the mic cover. And
So you can look like a failing stand-up.
so I can look like a failing stand-up comedian. I record on a Tascam 60D Mark II. It's about $100, and I think it's a little less actually because it's normally used for like on-set recording, but because the battery life is so poor, like not a lot of people like it. I like its portability. I like its range, and for this podcast I plug it in anyway to the wall, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, I've been using that for a long time now. My headphones are Audio Technica, and to edit, I also edit in Premiere because we sync with the Zoom recording on video. So I edit it as if I were editing a TV show. But I edit I fine tune each individual audio clip in Audition, and then I use that, and then I close Audition, and that automatically like turns that not transfers, but replaces the original clip. And then I use Media Encoder to export the podcast in a WAV format, and then an MP4 for all the videos. And I usually try to do everything in one go. Like I edit all the clips, or I don't export that full episode until I'm done editing all the clips and stuff. I have all the music pre-saved, and so I literally just copy and paste everything from the previous time sequence to the next one, and I have it. I just organize the same way most editors organize.
Yeah. I will spill some tea though. When I first got this like set up for Listen to This, I'm not much of an audio recordist. I'm bad at it, and for the first like 3 episodes of Listen to This, I recorded through the mic in the Tascam and not the microphone that I had plugged in because I forgot to change the input. So it sounds real bad. But I was like, why does it sound so bad? I got this like fancy mic to use.
Yeah. So thanks, TJ, for the questions. I appreciate it. And Nick also asked the same question as that second one. Nick also had a second question, though. What was the film that made you want to be a filmmaker? I feel like I know your answer, but I just...
Yeah. People are going to hate it because it was Pulp Fiction.
No, go ahead and talk.
It's so dumb. But yeah, like I watched it when I was too young to be watching movies with a rape scene in it. But like for me, I was a movie nerd before. But like when I watched that, and there's probably some others, like even like Monty Python and like some of the comedies, I was like, you can do so much with cinema. Like it doesn't have to be, here's a straightforward story that starts when it starts and ends when it ends. You can get like fucking creative with it and like make art out of it. It's not just books for lazy people. You can like actually do things with the medium. And so it was movies like Pulp Fiction that really like made me want to do it. So as cliche as it is, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I love Pulp Fiction as well. I shit on it a lot publicly, and I shit on Pulp Fiction fans a lot publicly because it's fun. But that's the only reason. I just do that
easy
because
target.
Yeah,
because there's so many.
But yeah, the movie, it's. I think the reason why it's endured so well is because, you know, that thing that you just described affected 3 whole generations of movie lovers, and so you know it's really cool that you know, even though I have my critiques about it, I'm glad that it did that for you, and I'm glad that it did that for a lot of people. The movie that
I was probably like 13 when I watched it. Like it was not okay.
Yeah. I was in high school. My friend Pauline gave me a DVD for Christmas. It was nice. My movie was Peter Jackson's King Kong in 2006. You know, it's not like a revered classic the same way Pulp Fiction is, but that was one of those earliest movies where I could see like, oh, this movie is the way it is because of the director. And and even that young, I was able to catch on to that. And, you know, it took me a while for me to finally decide fully that I wanted to be a filmmaker. I didn't decide until I was 17. But that was the earliest one that was like, that made directing seem cool. And yeah, I think that when I was 17, probably the one that affected me the most and was like, ooh, directing was, and editing was Paprika, 2006.
Go listen to that episode, you nerds.
Yeah. Thank you, Nick. got two from Alquan, frequent guest on the podcast.
Yeah.
Where do you think the future of film is going? Kind of a hard one.
Back to 3D, baby.
Avatar 2 is coming out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. You can't wait. I I don't think it's I don't know. I'm kind of boring. I don't think it's going anywhere. Like I think we're gonna pretty much stay where we're at because we'll have like gimmicks and you'll see it with like Gemini Man where like 120 frames per second like CGI Will Smith essentially.
Mhm.
I think people don't really care. Like
Yeah.
people don't really care about gimmicks. It's fun at the time. I just think we're gonna get better at doing music and picture at 24 to 30 to maybe 60 if you're ballsy frames a second.
Mm.
It's kind of a boring answer, but like I think there's still so much room to explore
Yeah.
within traditional means of cinema that we'll kind of just continue doing that. You might get more stuff like that Will Smith de-aging. I think CGI is gonna I think it's gonna get even better, and then we're gonna have a practical effect phase where that's gonna be
Yeah.
like the norm for a while. But like it's just gonna I don't know. I think it's pretty much stagnating.
Yeah, it's kind of weird the way that movies are progressing because, like, on one hand, everything's becoming more and more a conglomerate. You know, you're starting to see a lot of, or we have been seeing a lot of studios and a lot of streaming services buying up smaller companies and releasing movies under the same banner. Disney being the biggest example, probably. On the other hand, though, you're starting to see, companies like Amazon, Netflix, invest a lot of money into smaller filmmakers, and so not all of those products are the best product, but I think all these gatekeeping mechanisms that have existed in the film industry, a lot of them are starting to erode. And so, even though Disney's kind of buying up everything, it's like even them, like they're pulling indie filmmakers who genuinely want to work with Disney. They're pulling them into their thing and giving them a chance to show their talents. So, I hope that that auteur cinema, as it's been for the past 10 years, it's been great, and I hope that continues. I hope that more POC auteurs and more women auteurs get their time in the spotlight. I also I really, really hope that as the memory of Trump and the Trump administration fades, that we'll stop being so politically correct with mainstream movies. I want to see more silliness. I want to see more absurdity. I want to see more just hard-hitting satire. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think there'll be a rise in independent films as like a rebuttal to like Disney and all these big corporations kind of monopolizing cinema?
I hope so. I mean, Blumhouse and A24 have been making a shit ton of money, just kind of being themselves and giving, like Blumhouse, they're not perfect and their filmography is not perfect, but they have this policy of like, let's give someone 5 to 10 million and see what they do. And you got to be creative, and sometimes that results in something bad like Truth or Dare, but sometimes that results in something great like Get Out. So yeah.
Nice. I do think television's also interesting.
Yeah.
With like even just mobile phone, which I hate. My girlfriend always watches movies on her phone, and it hurts me inside.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least she's consuming art, I guess. But like there was, I don't remember the name of it. I didn't watch it, but it was like some Dutch series that like
The
it
Killing?
would come out.
Was it The Killing?
No, I don't think so.
Damn.
But it would come out at the like time of day that the thing took place.
Oh,
And
wow.
so like it would send everybody a notification, be like, "Hey, new episode like right now," like spontaneously. And then you like watch what the characters are doing like for the next hour of their lives, which is
Yeah.
super cool. Like you'll get like things like that that I think TV can execute better than movies. I think TV is a little more lenient because it is short for form, so you get to play with things a little more without having to force people to commit to like being in whatever situation for too long.
Yeah.
But I loved that idea when I first heard it. I was like, I want to release something that has that structure.
Yeah, man. That's great. Yeah, straight up TV is the new art house. Like it's the best place for it, I think. Yeah. We can go on and on with examples. But Alquan has another question. Which decade has the best films overall? Oh. Which decade has the best
Which
films?
decade? That's such a
It's very difficult.
yeah. I'll say not early 2000s, like not 2000s. I don't like a lot of 90s movies. I think they kind
Oh,
of suffer
really?
from the same thing, but a little bit better. Um, I think 2010s could honestly like make a run, but we haven't sat in it long enough to really like know for sure. The 70s are one that also jumped into mind a lot. A lot of good European art house films coming out then. You get like The Godfather and type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say 70s as my for sure just guess. But I think 2010s will be looked back on very fondly.
I agree. Like, you look at something like 2014 or 2016, like the amount
Yeah,
of heavy
2016 was fucking stacked.
yeah, like it's incredible. And but I agree about the 70s. I don't agree about the 90s. I actually really love 90s cinema.
And like you do get a lot of gems like Pulp Fiction, The Matrix, stuff like that. I just feel like there's a lot of bad. And even ones that are like seen as these great movies like Seven. I'm a Fincher nerd, but Seven's not that good. Like I don't know. It's just kind of a weird in between stage between like trying to figure out digital for me.
Oh, okay,
I don't
okay.
think they hold up as well.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I love that, like the way film history kind of plays out is super interesting, because like with 1967 you had Bonnie and Clyde, Cool Hand Luke, and The Graduate like kind of change movie making forever, and so you get this, and from that the 70s were super bold and brash and like really diverse too. Like I'm always surprised that like there's a lot of exploitation cinema, but like, and a lot of it doesn't hold up, but some of it actually kind of does, and some of it's like a lot of fun, and they're really cool. I also it's also kind of where you see the seeds for modern action movies.
True.
Like Jared said, a lot of great European art house in the 70s, and then the 80s is kind of weird. Like a lot of people love the 80s, but the 80s in America is kind of boring for me. Like I don't know. I do great music, yeah. But foreign cinema in the 80s is kind of what I love. And the 90s I like because that's kind of where we see the earliest examples of like indie cinema, because it wasn't just Tarantino. Robert Rodriguez came up at the same time, Linklater, Gus Van Sant, Coen Brothers. Yeah. So David Lynch kind of rose up in the he was already popular in the 80s. I think that's the That's my favorite '80s movie. Might be Blue Velvet. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree with Jared. I love the '70s and the 2010s.
Yeah. Plus, like 2010s, you got a lot of great foreign movies because people are starting to actually care about them. And animation alone, like, it's the golden age for animation.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. This next one comes from DJ, who also hails from my hometown. DJ says, "Do you consider a hot dog to be a sandwich?"
No.
No. Hot dogs are hot dogs, DJ.
Yeah, it's just its own thing. Did you know, like, hot dogs, hamburgers, and cotton candy were all, like, shown off for the first time at a World's Fair?
No, that's awesome.
Like, that would be insane to, like, be there and just, like, experience hot dogs for the first time, like, with anybody. Like, there's a start date to the invention of the hot dog. It's crazy.
Damn, dude. That's awesome. I did not know that.
And you know what they said when they unveiled it?
What?
This isn't a sandwich, you fucking idiot. And then they handed them out.
Sorry, DJ. Thank you for the question. I appreciate it. I know I bugged you at
We
midnight.
love you.
No, I didn't bug him at midnight. I bugged him at 11. Alex from the Bay Area, our friend from film school.
Alex Rennie?
No, sorry. Alex
Which
Golden Heart.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Heart or Har? Golden Har.
Har.
Okay.
Har.
It cuts
Why
off
do I
his-
know so many Alexes from film school?
Yeah, that's
Because
weird.
even like Alex Gonzalez and like there's a lot of Alexes that we went to school with.
I lived with an Alex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I should get to his question next. But for Alex Goldenhar, what argument debate will ultimately decide which one of you is the one true Jared?
I think it has to be a fight to the death.
Yeah.
Last two Jareds enter, one Jared leaves.
Yeah. Well, we can throw in some other Jareds to make it a little more like
Yeah.
interesting.
But we'll take them down immediately.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
They're-
not worried about that.
They're our warm-ups for each other. Like the other
Yeah.
Jareds will get eaten alive.
I will say, I think you watch too many Kung Fu movies for me to stand a chance.
But
I think you've been
also-
studying too hard.
Also, it's because I watch too many kung fu movies that I might lose because
True. That is true.
I could break my leg trying to kick you, giving you the advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Alex.
Yes.
But Alex Saunders, my former roommate and current
Love
friend
her.
still, he asks, "What is the best fight in the Kill Bill franchise?"
Oh fuck, dude.
'Cause I think any answer you give is correct because
Yeah.
those movies are that good. I think.
Oh, it's been okay. I'm a Tarantino fan, but Kill Bill was never one that I like obsessed over.
Oh yeah.
And so I think I watched it once, like 10, 12 years ago. And so trying to remember a specific fight is a struggle for me right now, not gonna lie.
Kill Bill is like my Pulp Fiction as far as like the level of affection. It's tough because part of me wants to go with the crazy free for all with the crazy 88s.
Yeah, Crazy 88. Yeah.
That's
I
your answer?
remember that one.
That's a good answer. It's a good answer.
That's badass.
But there's also like the great final fight between Oren Ishii and her. And there's also the final almost fight where she fulfills her promise and kills Bill. And then there's also the one in the trailer with Ellie Driver, played by Daryl Hannah, which is absolutely savage. They're all great for different reasons. But I think the one that I've just rewatched as a scene the most is the one with the Crazy 88s. So I'll have to
I think
agree.
that's the only one I've rewatched on its own.
Yeah,
Maybe we need to do a Kill Bill episode to refresh my fandom.
dude, I'm so down. That would be great. Yeah, Crazy 88s is probably the answer. I know you have a soft spot, Alex, for the 5-point palm hand strike thing, but and then Ruben Gonzalez from Seattle asks, also my former roommate. He asks, "What is the best cameo by a musical artist in a movie?"
John Lennon in Yesterday. Best cameo by a musical artist.
I got one if you can't think.
Yeah, I'll you can go first.
Keith Richards in Pirates of the Caribbean playing Jack Sparrow's dad.
Yeah.
Just because knowing the behind the scenes trivia that he based Jack Sparrow on Keith Richards, and then Keith Richards ends up being his dad. Like, I think that's perfect.
Yeah. Flea was good in Big Lebowski. I enjoyed that.
Who is he in Big Lebowski?
He just like shows up. I think he's. Oh, was he in the car when he gets like kidnapped or something?
I don't know.
Why can't I remember what he did? But that was like the first one that came to my mind.
I've seen it once, like 8 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, he gets in the fight with them outside the bowling alley, is what it was.
Ooh.
George Harrison shows up in Monty Python and the Life of Brian, which is weird. It's weird that it happens, but I like it.
Oh man.
I think that might be my top two.
Okay.
I'm scrolling through a random list to see if there's any that I'm forgetting. Billy Ray Cyrus is in Mulholland Drive. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
As he should be.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do those.
Okay.
We'll do Flea and George Harrison.
Those are good ones. So we got 3 from frequent guest on the podcast, Sabrina Gadassi. What is your favorite episode of the Jared Cast?
Ooh, so you know she's just pandering to try that. I will say our bad movie episode with her was one of them.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be number 1, but I don't want to feed her ego by saying that.
I gotta go through our episodes to remember.
Yeah,
because we haven't
the
even
episode with Lay that didn't air.
Which, oddly enough, like, it's a good candidate. It's a great. Yeah, we did.
It was a fun episode.
Yeah.
The dinosaur episode with Brian was fun.
Yeah, dude, so good.
I liked the stand-up episode a lot, but we didn't really there was no real analysis. It was just us retelling jokes, but worse. But it was fun to do.
Yeah, I agree. Let me see. Yeah, I hate to give her the time of day, but
yeah.
but episode
it was the most fun we had.
Yeah, episode 22 was pretty awesome. Can't lie. I think the Irish directors episode was great because it's only 2 movies. They're not that deep, and we ended up going to like 2.5 hours because we were just fooling around the entire time.
Yeah, because we were just having too much fun with it.
Yeah, that was great, and it was a cool, like, just the 2 of us episode too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those 2 were great. I also really love the episodes with Lay. The short film episode was great.
Ooh, can we say the live stream for the Oscars too? That was just fun.
Yeah, that was great. Like, I don't know if it was great for the audience.
No, because we were all watching it at different times.
We were watching it at different times, holding on our reactions. It was weird.
It was, but it was just fun.
Yeah, that was a
Like, I
good
don't
one.
know.
And Renato like trying to hold back so that
But
he wouldn't
never
spoil.
really doing it successfully a single time.
Yeah, that was great. All the Renato ones are great too because I feel like he's an honorary Jared at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
He's the closest to Jared without being named Jared.
yeah. Sabrina too, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your stupid? She asks, "What's your all-time favorite movie?" Like a
All-time favorite movie.
like a
I hate her.
jerk. Like a
Like a-
jerk. What's wrong with you, dude? You only pick one?
Yeah.
I guess you can say like pick one and then say like, "Oh, it changes."
Yeah.
That's what I
Which
do.
it does. It does every single time.
Yeah.
Um,
So I guess just for today, what's your favorite movie?
Airplane.
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 Classic. Have you ever seen a grown man naked before?
Oh, don't worry. I speak jive.
Oh,
You ever hang around a gymnasium?
what's the other line that she says? She's like, jive ass dude ain't got no brains anyhow. Or when the nun slaps the lady.
I like my coffee like I like my men. Black. Which is a
Amazing.
joke that so many people have stolen, but nobody's done it better.
No, yeah. It does help that they're children.
Yeah. And it's so proper too. Like it's the most like bourgeoisie a child's ever been.
My current favorite movie is Tampopo. I think
It is pretty fucking great.
yeah. It's my brother wrote a review on Letterboxd. This is the Krabby Patty of movies, and I agree. Yeah. Her last question was, "What's your dream job in film?"
I'll be selfish and say writing, directing, and editing my own feature films,
Yeah.
which isn't really like an attainable goal.
Sure. I would say the same thing. Writing, directing and editing a feature film starring Willem Dafoe and and Laura Dern.
I'd
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess specifically, if I had to like narrow it down to one job on set that I could probably do, I'll say editing.
Yeah.
I like me some post.
Yeah, yeah. I would also be like super down to be like, I don't know, like any nice actor's assistant. Yeah. Like to be Keanu Reeves' assistant would be amazing. That'd be so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sabrina. And then the 6 come from my lovely friend from high school, Pauline Levy. So she has a lot of good ones, actually. Who is someone that doesn't have a biopic but deserves one?
Oh, someone who doesn't. Who's the one chick who's like a female pirate and she was such a fucking badass?
And
Oh,
there was 2. There was Anne Bonnet and one other one.
yeah. Am I thinking of Anne Bonnet? Because she fucking deserves one.
Anne Bonnet and Mary something.
Yeah.
I remember being a huge pirate nerd when I was a little kid, but I
dude.
used to know all their names.
I think I am thinking of Anne. It's Anne Bonny. I think I am thinking of her.
She was the one that opened her shirt in battle.
Yeah.
Didn't they die
Just
together
for
in
that.
prison?
I think so.
Dope.
Yeah.
How would-
Her, we haven't gotten a good, there might be a biopic. Harriet Tubman, she deserves one. I don't know if there's one that exists, but not a good one.
There was one that came out a couple years ago with Cynthia Erivo. I have not seen it, but I've heard great things about her performance in particular. I'm trying to think of one. There's I'm sure like some Filipinos have done it, but Jose Rizal is one of the most popular revolutionaries in Philippine history. I'd like to do a movie about him. I would also. I'd be interested in doing an artist biopic, kind of similar to At Eternity's Gate, where you're trying to get inside their head instead of talk about their life.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of who, because
Bowie. Bowie doesn't have one, I don't think.
yeah. Oh no, dude, David Bowie starring Tilda Swinton.
Ooh, I'm down.
That would be that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prince should also get one too. I don't know who would play Prince, or who would have the even balls to say yes to that role.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love Tilda Swinton to play David Bowie. What is one? Okay, yeah, this is great. What is one film job that you haven't done or learned but would like to do?
I guess like I haven't really done post-production sound. Like it'd be fun to like do like Foley
Yeah,
or even ADR. I think that'd be cool. Or like I just want to get good at lighting. I'm terrible at lighting. I just want to like learn how to do it well.
yeah, yeah. I agree with lighting. I've always kind of just cheated by either doing really out there lighting that calls attention to itself, or doing like natural light, which is good too. Like natural light is
Yeah.
like an amazing way to shoot movies. I will say, I would love to do like or learn like practical effects makeup, like to learn how to make gore, because
Yeah.
you know I have a lot of like I've always had a lot of gory imagination as a little kid. But you know, directing someone is different from like actually getting to paint the plastic, actually getting to paint the cotton and stuff like that. I would love to do hands-on stuff. And you know, I know if I ever direct a costume designer or a production designer, I won't have the kind of time to do that. But if I could ever learn, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
What film has had the most influence on cinema? I
The
feel
most influence on cinema?
Yeah, it's kind of
Citizen Kane.
yeah.
Like
kind-
you got to go back early. The Great Train Robbery.
Yeah, it's kind of a boring answer, but like even though Citizen Kane is, I don't think it's the best movie ever made. I resent anyone who does.
I do think it's a great movie. Like I actually enjoy watching it.
Yeah, I think after the first 2 times you get everything out of it though that you need to. I will say like for a lot of like modern cinema and like the way we cut things and the way we edit, and the way we kind of perceive film logic, Breathless is very it kind of changed the game. It's annoying when I encounter film people who think that French New Wave is the only good cinema, but I do enjoy Breathless.
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz is another easy one.
Seven Samurai would be up there.
Seven Samurai, yeah, that's one of the earliest examples of an action movie, and yeah.
It not only spawned like maybe not spawned samurai movies, but also like westerns. Oh, everything to it essentially.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. What is a habit, trait, etc. that I do that drives you crazy?
that you do
That I
drives
do.
me crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't really piss me off that much.
Yeah, same. I think that's why we did the show, is because you don't piss me
we're
off.
we both just like are so whatever kind of people. I still think you like every movie.
I will read you the list of every movie that I hate. Because there's a few.
Yeah, you don't really piss me off. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything that drives me crazy.
Yeah, I don't like that you have a better laugh than me.
That's a good one.
I also don't like that you can pull off anything. Like you're
What
like
do you
the
mean?
Filipino Anderson Paak.
Oh. You mean clothing wise?
Yeah.
Okay. It's all starting to come out. This is healthy. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But like both of those are compliments. Like it's not. it's just insecurities about myself that I project onto you. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah, same. I knew that you existed. I knew that there was another Jared, and then when I realized when I met you, and I was like, damn it, he's taller. It's like,
Got one.
he's taller and he's good looking. Shit. Yeah, that's it.
I think Pauline tried to pit us against each other, but it just turned out more wholesome.
Yeah. Well, the next one, she said a movie that the other Jared loves that you hate.
Infinity War. We did an
Infinity.
episode on it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of anime that I wouldn't like that you like.
Definitely.
I'm trying to think of movies that you like that I don't.
Was there one that we disagreed on that you really liked? Not on the show, but like.
No, I feel like most of the ones that you like that I don't are all like superhero movies. Like I don't like Black Panther that much.
Yeah.
A lot of people love that though. I'm definitely in the minority on that one.
Yeah. I think I'm also in the minority that likes The Last Jedi.
Yeah, but I also did. Like I haven't disliked any Star Wars movies because they're just dumb, fun popcorn fodder for me.
Okay. For some reason, I thought you were one of the ones that hated it. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
No, I was on your team. I'm trying to think of controversial movies that I liked. I liked Now You See Me. I thought it was fun. It wasn't like a great piece of art, but I enjoyed myself.
Okay, that's one. I don't like Now You See Me. I love all the actors in it. Jesse Eisenberg is really funny and everything. Isla Fisher is also very talented. Dave Franco and Woody Harrelson are excellent. But no, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, no, and it definitely isn't most people's, but like I don't know, it's dumb magic shit. Like the scene where they're throwing the cart around while being checked. That's fucking badass.
That's
as
from
shit.
the second one.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's the only good scene in the second one. Then.
There you go, Pauline. Sorry to not go to war against the other Jared.
I know. She's trying to like get us to break up so she can take my spot or something.
Maybe. She's
We need
already,
to bring her on so I can attack her.
honestly, she'd be down. She'd be down.
Yeah, let's do it. We also need to get Nick on. He asked some questions earlier. We gotta invite him.
I agree. What is to close out the Jared cast? Last question. Last question. What's the most mediocre movie ever made?
The most mediocre movie ever made. Oh. Now You See Me.
Oh man.
Bohemian Rhapsody, maybe.
Bohemian Rhapsody was aggressively mediocre.
Yeah, it's the most solid 5 out of 10 that I can think of.
Yeah. Very, very average.
Yeah, like nothing about it really stands out in any way, shape, or form. Oh, what's the Will Smith one? Pursuit of Happiness. Oh, that was mediocre.
There's a whole million people on Facebook that would disagree with you.
Yeah, all the single moms just dropped their wine.
Oh, okay. I got one. Dead Poets Society.
Oh,
Pretty
interesting.
mediocre, I think.
Yeah, I think I like it a little more than you, but it's not the greatest.
I think I only like the Robin Williams stuff.
Yeah.
But even and he's he's not in the movie as much as I think people remember, because I saw it pretty recently for the first time. That's another that's one that's
Hangover.
a Hangover.
I'll nominate The Hangover.
Yeah, pretty mediocre. I like Ken Jeong.
Yeah, but even then, it's kind of a weird, weird character.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you like Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Yeah, I liked it. It wasn't like mind blowing or anything.
Yeah. I was kind of
I'm
disappointed.
kind of whatever about it.
Yeah, all the Apatow movies I feel like are like
Too long.
they're way too long, and they're like I respect the hell out of him and everything that he accomplished, but man,
Yeah.
learn how to edit.
Kill your darlings. I'd say most Cusack movies are pretty mediocre. That's kind of
Really?
a hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really like Say Anything's whatever. 16 Candles is fine.
He's in that.
Yeah,
I have not seen it, so I don't know.
yeah, it's fine.
I do remember really loving, I don't think it holds up, but I could be wrong if I rewatch it. But Gross Point Blank, where he plays a hitman who
I haven't
goes,
seen it.
he plays a hitman who goes back to his high school reunion, and Minnie Driver is the girl that he left behind at prom. And Dan Aykroyd plays a rival hitman who's jealous of him, so he harasses him the whole movie. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Purge is a good nominee for mediocre
Purge.
horror.
Yeah, dude. Not great.
What a waste of a good idea. At least the first one. They like gave us what we expected in the second, which it still wasn't great, but like at least it was what they told us it was gonna be.
Yeah. I don't know why they don't just do a fun Purge, like
Yeah.
arson or
Tax fraud.
tax in one night.
Some dude misfiles his taxes on that night. The Purge is ripe for parody, I will say.
Yeah. Yeah, they always go to the murder stuff, and I'm like, well, it's boring. I don't know.
Yeah. Hold somebody like hostage for ransom that night or something.
Yeah.
Bank heist movie with like badass bankers who train all year to like keep it safe.
I'm down. I'm down. Well, thank you everyone for sending in questions. Go follow the Jaredcast if you're not already on all your favorite podcast streaming platforms. And when we do more, I'm assuming we'll do more of these because this was pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm
yeah.
down to shoehorn this in anytime we can't watch movies.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you. We love you. Anything you want to give to the people or say to the people?
I will say that prior to recording this, we agreed that I would do the intro, and then Jared just immediately went for it. And so
I heard yes.
I want to let the people know that we are fighting. Pauline got her wish.
I straight up I heard something else. Like I heard that you.
You're like, do you want to do the intro? I was like, yeah, I can. And then I hit go, and you're like, oh, hey, or however you start.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
It was hilarious. I enjoyed it. It was like, whoa.
I'm sorry, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
Well, thank you, folks. We love you. Goodbye, Toodaloo.